Okay. Hi everyone. A very good evening. I am Isha, and on behalf of Online Study for You, I am here to discuss some previous year questions of verbal ability. As we all know that the companies are going to come up for the placements, and all the students mostly are preparing for the written rounds of placements. We all know that the written rounds comprise of various sections in which quantitative, logical, and verbal ability play a very, very crucial role. So over here, I'm going to discuss a few previous year questions, basically dealing with grammar, dealing with verbal ability. And we at Online Study for You, we try that the problems that the students are facing in specifically when we talk about all the sections of placements, right? The written tests and the other ones, the interviews and everything. So we try that we are able to cater to all the students. So yeah, let's get started without any further ado. So I have my screen on over here for you, and we will be discussing some medium to advanced level questions, and let's see how it goes. So see, there are different categories of questions that the companies are asking you. There can be fill-ups, like fill in the blank questions. There can be reading comprehensions, error detection questions are there, vocabulary, antonyms, synonyms, right? Missing sentences, formal, informal, active, passive. All these are some topics which the companies are asking of lately, and a lot of questions from these topics are being covered in the placements if I talk about. So I have tried to bring up all those questions, categories of questions, and discuss them with you all so that it helps you in the upcoming placements. So the first question over here on the screen is of sentence completion. There are four options given to you, and the sentence is incomplete. There is one word that is missing. We need to complete that. So the sentence says the consultant's report was so dash that it left no scope for misinterpretation. So as the sentence is telling us that the report was so something which the blank requires, it left no scope for misinterpretation. So it is very clear that the report must have been so good or so thorough or means so explanatory that there was no misinterpretation possible from this from the report, right? So when you go through the options, always see that if you do not know the meaning of the words that are given there, so you can always go for odd one out method or elimination method, and do not leave the questions, because guys, there is no negative marking and there is a sectional cutoff. You have to qualify all the sections, so do not leave. The best you can do is do a guesswork and just not leave the question, because there is no negative marking. So let's see: lucid, arbitrary, equivocal, nebulous. These are the words that have been given to you. So all the words that are there, see, equivocal means something that delivers, that shows two meanings, right? It is not very clear, it is not very absolute. Arbitrary is also the same thing, not very clear. So here we need a word which means specifically that the report was very thorough, the report was very clear. Nebulous also means vague, not very clear. So lucid is the word that means thorough and clear. I'm going to mold it for you so that you remember it. So this is going to be the answer for question number 1. Now, moving to question number 2, it says choose the correct statement. There are four options given to you. No sooner did the meeting end when the issue surfaced. No sooner had the meeting ended than the issue surfaced. No sooner the meeting ended than the issue surfaced. No sooner had the meeting ended when the issue surfaced. So the first point that I want to highlight over here is with no sooner, specifically we use than. We do not use when. We do not use then. The word that we use with no sooner is than. So automatically we will be eliminating these two sentences, A and D. So out of B and C, we have to see, because we are talking about the past tense, we are talking about something that has already happened. So we need to have some helping verb that shows that the sentence needs to be of past tense. So B option is going to be the correct answer, because it has had also, and it is following the grammatical rule of following or having than with no sooner. So in question number 2, B is going to be the correct answer. Okay, now parajumble, there are four sentences and we need to make a logically framed paragraph. So the sentences say, Consequently, organizations are rethinking leadership models. Leadership in the modern workplace is undergoing a shift. Hierarchies are giving way to collaboration. Employees expect autonomy and transparency. So, very clear it is that the sentence number A is not going to begin your paragraph because it is starting with the connector. It needs another sentence to connect with it. So, we are not considering that. And the C and D, they are already talking about the shift that the leadership is undergoing. So definitely it is very clear that this statement is going to start your paragraph because all the other sentences are following the sentence number B. So the only two options are there which are starting with option number B, that is A and D. So we have to understand that any of these two, either of these two will be our answer. Now let's see further. So the first thing is that it is undergoing a shift. Second thing is hierarchies are giving away to collaboration. That is one thing that is following sentence number B. So hierarchies are giving away to collaboration, but employees expect autonomy and transparency. So C and D are a mandatory pair, right? And then consequently organizations are thinking leadership models, and that then we can say that organizations are rethinking about leadership models. So D and A is going to be the correct answer for this question. Now, coming up with question number 5, the closest meaning to the word obviate. This is the question. So, highlight, delay, eliminate, complicate. These are the 4 options. Obviate basically means to eliminate something, to remove something, right? Highlight is extremely the opposite. So, it cannot be. Delay is not specific with the word, and complicate also. So, obviate will be eliminate. That is the closest meaning to the given word. Identifying the error, hardly had the project been launched when the stakeholders begins to raise concern. This is your question number 6. Basically, it says hardly had the project been launched when the stakeholders begins to raise concerns. Now, the first thing is, because the sentence is being used in the past tense, it says had. It is very clear that we cannot use the first form of verb, begins, right? So the error definitely lies over here. It needs to be began. Hardly had the project been launched when the stakeholders began to raise concerns. So for sure, D is going to be the option where the error is lying. Okay. Now, 7th question says, although the proposal appeared dash, closer examination revealed flaws. Now, the first thing I want to mention over here, guys, is that whenever the questions, the sentence starts from although, right, even though, despite, meaning is that the blank, there will be two things. There will be a blank and then there will be some information that is already present in the statement. So both of these two things need to contradict with each other, right? So see, closer examination revealed flaws. When the information already given to us is talking about flaws and although is used over there, that means we need to use the word that shows that it was flawless. Just opposite of what information is mentioned over here, right? Okay, so although the proposal appeared dash, so untenable, mediocre, contentious, all these words talk about having flaws, not that great, right? So the only word that talks about that is the opposite of revealed flaws is going to be impeccable. Impeccable means without any flaw, flawless, right? So although the proposal seemed that it was flawless, but when it was examined closely, there were many flaws that were revealed. Okay. Great. Now, question number 8. It is basically critical thinking, right? So it says that all efficient managers are good communicators, and some good communicators lack technical expertise. So you have to understand both the sentences, both the statements, and then realize which conclusion you are going to pick up. So it says all efficient managers are going to be good communicators. That means all managers are good communicators, but some good communicators lack technical expertise. That automatically means that some managers also lack technical expertise, right? So the options are some efficient managers lack expertise, all communicators are managers. No, some efficient managers may lack expertise, no manager lack expertise. So no, it is clearly mentioned that all efficient managers, first thing, they are good communicators, but when good communicators it is being talked about, it says that some of them, they lack technical expertise. So option number A is going to be your correct answer, right? Have I missed any question? One, two, Okay. Question number 9 says innovation thrives in environments encouraging questioning and collaboration. Now, this is a statement that is given to you. You have to infer from that statement what does it mean. Innovation thrives the environments. Okay, so the next question that we are going to talk about is inference. What can we infer from the statement that has been given to you? So it says that innovation thrives in environments encouraging questioning and collaboration. So basically, the statement is saying that innovation grows in the environments where questioning and collaboration is encouraged. So, what do we understand from the statement that is given to us? Innovation discourages structure? No. Innovation needs supportive ecosystem? Yes, we can consider that, because questioning and collaboration equally makes an ecosystem. Risk taking alone ensures innovation? No. Collaboration hampers creativity? No. So option number B is going to be the correct answer, because others are not going with the sentence that is given to us. Question number 10 says the policy was framed keeping in mind of sustainability. So this part is incorrect. Keeping in mind of sustainability, it is not grammatically correct. So it has to be with the view of sustainability. The best replacement can be keeping in mind with a view of, that also can be correct. Keeping in mind of sustainability is wrong. It is an error. So you have to understand that what sentence structure is going to be grammatically correct. The policy was framed keeping in mind or with a view of sustainability. Okay, analogy, ethics lead to governance, skills dash. Like if there are proper ethics, then governance is going to be very strong. Or if there is a lot of governance, then automatically ethics will be followed. They are interrelated, they are correlated to each other. Skills, definitely training, because education leads more of theory, right? Performance, no, it is after you get skillful. So you get trained and then you get skills. So the correct answer should be ethics is to governance as skills is to training. Question number 12 says the board remained dash despite criticism. I already explained you earlier that whenever there is words, where there are connectors like even though, although, despite, understand that you have to choose the opposite of the given information. So if criticism is already given, we have to choose any word that is positive. The board remained dash despite criticism, although there was a lot of criticism, but the board remained what? They were adamant. They were sticked to their own point, right? So this is going to be your correct answer. Question number 13, parajumble. It says resistance stems from fear of certainty. Change initiatives face resistance. Addressing fear needs transparency. Then transformation succeeds. Very clear it is from the paragraph that this is going to be the last sentence and B is going to be the first sentence. Change initiatives face resistance. So whenever there is a change, there is always resistance. So the first place where resistance is going to be talked about will be in change sentence number B. And after that, resistance se kya hota hai? There is fear of uncertainty. So B is being followed by option number A. So you have to understand jahan pe bhi B, A and then D at the end should be there. That should be the correct option. So this is the only option in which B and A are coming together. This is going to be your correct answer. Question number 4. Choose the correct sentence. Had the data been analyzed, the error would have been detected. If data were analyzed, the error would be detected. Had data been analyzed, the error will be detected. And if data had been analyzed, the error would be detected. This is very clear. It is a sentence of conditional. It is third conditional statement. It is talking about something that has happened in the past, which should not have happened. So obviously, the rule of third conditional statement says you have to use past perfect tense and then you have to use modal plus would have or should have, could have plus third form of verb, right? So this is going to be the correct answer. Had the data been analyzed, the error would have been detected because it is third conditional statement. Now, question number 15 says, argument is employee engagement improves performance. What strengthens this sentence? What strengthens or what makes this statement strong? So, employee engagement improves performance. Engaged employees align with goals. Yes, they do. Some prefer flexibility. Performance depends on markets. No, engagement varies. No, some prefer flexibility. There is no talking about flexibility. So, option number A is going to be the correct answer. Okay, synonym of perfunctory, basically, see here, if you know that all the words just remaining, leaving the B option, all the words are synonyms of each other. Detailed, meticulous, thorough, all these are synonyms of each other. So three answers for sure cannot be the answer. So one odd one out is superficial. So perfunctory means something which is superficial. Thorough, meticulous, detailed all means the same thing. The CEO's response was dash, acknowledging the issue without commitment. Now the CEO has acknowledged the issue without any commitment. That means his response must have been very evasive. It was not to the point, it was not immediate, it was something which was like not that great, vague. The response was evasive, acknowledging the issue without any commitment. Identifying the error. Now the sentence says the role demands analysis, communication, and to lead teams. Now this is parallelism. Understand that if all the nouns are being used, analysis is a noun, communication is a noun, right? Sorry, the role demands analysis, yes, it is being used as a noun. So definitely to lead teams, it is being considered as verbs. We do not have to use that. So this is only the error. The correct answer would have been the role demands analysis, communication, and leading teams. That could have been correct. Okay, question number 19 says, the author critiques blind adoption of technology. Now, what is the tone of the sentence? It is very clear, guys, that it is critical because he is criticizing blind adoption of technology. So the tone he has is critical, right? So always understand that in reading comprehensions, you can surely get a lot of questions that talk about tone of the passage. So if the tones can be, the tones can be grieving, the tones can be critical, criticizing, maybe they're criticizing something, the tone can be neutral, it can be any kind of tone, like what the author is trying to say in the passage. So when you are reading the entire passage, you understand what kind of tone is there. It can be indifferent, it can be enthusiastic, right? So we have to read the passages for that. And 20 question says his argument was logical but emotionally dash. Now again, although, but, even though, so logical is already given. That means the opposite of logical is going to be your answer. Compelling, evocative, persuasive all means logical. Sterile means which is not that logical. Illogical, not that containing logics, or something which is not that okay. So emotionally sterile, his argument was, right? So a lot of practice is needed, guys, when we talk about verbal ability. Practice a lot of questions, practice previous year questions, practice reading comprehensions, read passages. Then only it is going to help you in your overall performance in verbal ability. And the only thing I can guide you is do not leave your answers. Attempt all the questions, right? So yeah, this is me. Now I'm signing off. Thank you, everyone.